Hello everybody, this is Starman, and welcome back to Let's Play the Pandora Directive, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Well, last time we just barely got away from the NSA blowing up Malloy. But good news is, we've got a fairly firm path in mind now to start figuring
When I get
things
to the
out.
waterfront warehouse, I'm a little surprised to see it still standing. From the smell of wet ashes, I'd guess the fire department got here in a hurry. They probably took away the charred bodies of Malloy and those government agents. At least Malloy went quickly. With any luck, I'll find something useful in here. If anything survived the explosion, that is. That box looks like it's empty.
Huh, bright colorful note. And there's a bright colorful piece of paper. And there's another bright colorful piece of paper. So let's see what we got here.
I wonder what this item 186 is.
Well, I'll bet it's important.
This flight schedule seems a little too exorbitant to be taken seriously. According to this postal receipt, Malloy sent out 5 packages 9 days ago. I guess that tells me how many boxes I'm looking for.
You might guess that.
Well,
But as we'll note later, the numbers don't quite add up. And things are changed a little bit here from in the game player's mode. We still have all the same items to look for.
It appears the NSA overlooked Dr. Malloy's safe. How fortunate for me.
But the entertainment mode players can get something to make this puzzle a little bit easier.
It appears the NSA overlooked Dr. Malloy's safe. How fortunate for me.
Yeah. Now I wonder if it let me... Now see, in the game player's mode, you're told that the combination of the safe has to be numerically related to the serial number, which in this case means you have to look up the number 484 or 961, figure out that they're all square numbers of one number. So, you know, the first one's 22, 31, 15, and 7. But you don't get that clue here, and I don't think it works, and I don't feel like messing with it. So we are going to do what we are meant to do, which is go back to Chandler Avenue and the electronics shop, because there's a little tool that we have in entertainment mode that is not available...
The Robco Combuster. Now that's interesting.
...to the hardcore gamers.
See anything you like?
Okay, we will ask about the Robco Combuster.
Ah, the Robco Combuster. If you need to find out a safe combination, this is the gadget for you. Attach it to the surface of a safe, then turn the dial. It'll show you all the numbers in the combination. The only glitch is that it doesn't give you the exact order the numbers are used in. It's still a bargain at $50.
And that should probably be quite illegal to sell.
Well, I hope my new purchase will help me out.
But, okay. Now that we have that, we can use this.
It appears the NSA overlooked Dr. Malloy's safe. How fortunate for me.
Sequences are mathematically hidden within the safe serial number. Okay, so it tells us that the numbers are... You know what the numbers are. So we just kind of have to guess at it. I actually prefer the method used in the game player mode, because there you don't have to guess and fiddle around with trial and error as to what the combination numbers are, because we actually know that they are 22, 31, 15, and 7. Of course, all this nets us is a piece of paper. But hey, pieces of paper can save your life in this game. And okay, there's a key, too.
Oh, nice. I can always use an extra key. This looks like an old house key.
Perhaps for the old house that Malloy was staying
This scrap
at.
refers to some sort of containment chamber with instructions on how to open it. I wonder what this item...
Okay, well, we will travel back to the garden house. And use the small key on the door.
Oh, a briefcase. This should be interesting. Malloy certainly seems to prefer earth tones.
Alright,
And
examine
the
the
imprints
book.
on this page, I'd say Malloy was writing on the title page and then tore it out. Looks like Malloy might have been trying to make an anagram out of the title, There Are Messages from Outer Space.
Okay, so there's that. Okay, Gate of the Sun photo.
This notebook must contain information on Malloy's work. I can't make out the writing. Looks like some sort of personal shorthand. I wonder. Maybe Regan could figure out some of her father's chicken scratch.
Likely as anything.
And the imprints on...
Alright, well, first things first, we're gonna go call Regan.
Hello, Tex Murphy. Decide to take me up on my proposition?
We need to talk.
Sounds serious. When do you want to get together?
How about as soon as possible?
All right. There's a lounge here at the Imperial. Meet me in a half an hour.
Under normal circumstances, I'd be nervous to meet a beautiful woman like Regan Manson, but my new approach to life takes all the pressure off. I'm in it for myself, but maybe Regan and I can have some fun along the way. As I walk into the Imperial Lounge, I'm prepared for a three-pronged attack. Break the bad news, be as charming as humanly possible, and find out everything Regan knows. Thanks for the bourbon.
Is everything okay?
Tell me about your father.
My father worked for the military. I was born in China. I was raised there. We were really pretty close when I was younger, especially after my mother died. And then, we moved back here when he retired. Then he married that teenage gold digger. You know what I'm talking about. And, we had a little bit of a falling out. I just want to see him again.
I talked to your father last night.
You did? Where is he? I want to see him.
It's too late, Regan.
What do you mean?
NSA killed him. He almost got both of us last night. I'm sorry. Maybe I should come.
It's okay. just knew they were gonna get him. That's why he didn't want me to know about his work. That's why he sent all those boxes out.
I recovered something. See if it looks familiar to you.
Yes, it's my father's. I recognize his writing. But he wrote it all in his own personal shorthand. It's almost impossible for me to figure out.
Why don't you give it a try anyway? It's one of the leads I'm working on to see what your father was doing.
It's lucky the NSA didn't get this.
You think it's that important?
Yeah, I do. I remember a conversation he had with a man who said that if he could make a translation, it would be worth a fortune.
Maybe it's tied to the boxes.
I brought mine with me.
Yeah, I had one, but the NSA confiscated it. But I know somebody else who's got one.
Who?
Gordon Fitzpatrick.
Oh, God. Gordon Fitzpatrick. I haven't heard that name since I was a little kid. He used to work for my father.
Well, he's as anxious to recover the boxes as you are. In fact, he's paying my tab. I say we form a triple alliance. He's got more connections than either one of us have got.
Let's wait and see what happens. Here, take a look at this. My father made it when we were in Peking, and several others like it. He didn't show me how to open it, though.
How many of these are there?
Oh, 5, I think.
Look, why don't you let me take this and see if I can get it opened up?
I'm not sure I like that idea. I mean, you could open it up and find the others and take all the money for yourself.
Listen, Regan, you gotta trust me. You can't do this by yourself. Nobody can. You need my help, and I need your help.
I guess I don't have much choice, do I? Tex, don't run out on me. I already lost my father.
I won't.
All right, well, with that done, let's go ahead and head back to our office. Oh, what now?
Listen, Murphy, I've got a proposition for you. Give me a call when you get this.
Uh-oh, Lucia's cheerful. That can't be a good sign.
Hey, Murphy.
Okay, what's the deal?
You followed up on the auto tech tip I gave you, right?
Yeah, turned out to be an NSA front.
But you got inside.
Not as far as you know.
Call it a hunch. Anyway, I need you to get something for me. It's a file with documentation on an NSA project called Operation Euphoria. It's kept in the NSA evidence room in the Autotech building.
How do you know all this?
Let's just say I've gotten to know some useful people. So what do you say? If you can get me the file, I'll trade you information or maybe something else. I've got access to anything you want. Just name it.
Katie Lotz's phone number. No, that's silly. Felicia Day's phone number. Okay. Oh, okay, anagrams.
Well, there is a favor you can do for me. You ever heard of a book called There Are Messages from Outer Space?
Sure. It's like a Bible for UFO nuts.
Well, I've got reason to believe that someone made an anagram out of the title. I need to find a computer program that'll check out all the possible anagrams.
Well, that's easy. I know the guy who does the anagrams down here at the paper. I'm sure he can take care of it. Might take a few days, though.
That's okay. Just get it as soon as you can. I'll see what I can do to retrieve the Operation Euphoria file. Anything else?
Yeah. My contact got me a pass key. I guess you'll need it to get to the file. I'll send it over by express courier.
All right. I'll let you know when I'm ready to make the swap.
Okay.
Horton was with the NSA. He was the right-hand man of a higher-up named Jackson Cross.
All right, well, we kind of figured that out on our own already. But might as well ask everything else.
Seems to me I've heard that name in connection with the UFO industry. I don't know anymore. I've never read it myself. Popular with the UFO junkies, though. I can't help you, but I'll check my sources.
Alright. Well, on that note...
Well, now that I got Purnell's key, at least getting into the locker at the NSA should be easy.
Yeah, but we still need to find another way into the NSA.
Hello there. I'm glad I caught you at home.
Likewise, Ray of Sunshine. Let's be agreeable on that point.
Yeah, me too. What's up?
I found some things in my father's notebook that may interest you. How much is it worth to you?
Short on cash, a little double entendre, not ready to seal the deal.
I'm really not in a position to barter. I think you'd exhaust my savings.
Oh, you're no fun.
Sorry. What'd you find out?
Well, not much. About the only thing I could figure out was toward the end of the notebook. There were quite a few references to OE, EW, and AE, but I'm not sure what they stand for.
Well, the E and the W could be directions or compass points, and the OE stands for Old English, but that doesn't seem very relevant. Whatever they mean, I get the feeling they're leading to something really big. Everyone and their dogs want to get their hands on your father's work.
As soon as we find out what these initials stand for, we'll be halfway to a fortune.
I don't think that's going to be as easy as it sounds.
Well, we've already got 2 boxes, right? Maybe those initials I found on the notebook refer to other people who got boxes for my father.
Well, you're probably right, but I have a feeling they're not just going to hand over the boxes to us.
I don't want to cut anyone else in on this.
Neither do I, though we may have to pay off Fitzpatrick. Doesn't matter how big a score this turns out to be, I want to keep as much as possible.
I've got an idea. Why don't we just stay together? That way we won't have to split anything. We can just go off to the Caribbean and spend the next 50 years doing nothing.
You don't know how good that sounds to me. I need a change, and that seems like a pretty damn good one.
So, what do we do now?
For now, I think you should just sit tight. I have a feeling that things are going to get a little sticky from here on out. I'll be in touch soon.
I hope I can take that literally. Please be careful.
Alright. Well, we do need to find another way back into Autotech, because I doubt our guest pass is going to be worth much anymore. I'll bet we could probably find something useful on Dag Horton's belongings, which means we get to go pester Mac again.
What can I do for you, Murphy?
Jeez, the cheerfulness is more unsettling than when he was insulting us.
Look, Mac, I need your help. I know Dag Horton was an NSA agent, but I gotta find out why he was posing as the Black Arrow killer. Now, this could be a matter of life and death. For me.
Come on, Murphy. You know they don't tell me anything. Especially not when the NSA's involved. I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Man, you gotta be able to figure out something to tell me.
Well, I do know one thing. I know where they took the body. It's down at the county forensics lab. Listen, I know the guy that runs the place. Maybe I can get you in and you can have a little time to take a look around. That's it. That's all I can do for you.
Well, maybe that'll be enough.
Alright. To the morgue.
For the second time in a week, Mac comes through for me. Now, that's a new record for him. When I get to the morgue, the door's unlocked and the coroner has conveniently gone out for a long lunch.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
How I Did It by Victor Frankenstein. I get the feeling that evil experiments have been done here.
Yeah, it's a little darkly humorous coming back to this now because between the time that I filmed the first under the first Let's Play for this, taking the middle of the road path, and this one, Gene Wilder, the actor who played Dr. Frederick Frankenstein in Young Frankenstein, along with the original Willy Wonka movie and the Waco Kid in Blazing Saddles, and many other great comedies passed on, so it's a little weird seeing the...
This label says Abby Normal. I hope someone doesn't accidentally use this brain. So, this is where Louis shops for his brains and eggs special.
Yeah, it says use this brain. Really, it should say Hans Dolbrook to get the full gag, but... And,
It's Pug! I always wondered what happened to him after I tossed him out of my office.
yes, that would be the Weasley informant who was responsible for befouling our water cooler back in Under a Killing Moon. Well, okay, he wasn't responsible, but somebody killing him was responsible for it.
This scalpel looks sharp.
And even though Tex has a set of lockpicks, we saw him picking the lock to get into Malloy's warehouse, that scalpel will do just fine for a lockpick.
This looks identical to the key I found in Horton's office.
Must be for the ever-filing cabinet.
This looks identical.
Okay, and there's an ID card. Probably can get us into the evidence lockup. So, back to Autotech. And Horton's office. Okay, kind of skip past something there, but I don't think there was anything important there. Okay, papers from Nilla envelope. Got another NSA key with a locker note on here. Got a BAK memorandum. Date March 4, 2043 to Agent Horton, re-special assignment. Target A, right. Interrogated and eliminated. Our agent Target B, Ellis, under surveillance but not immediate priority. Target C, Collins. It is imperative that you begin surveillance on Target C immediately. The Doctor has gone underground and all attempts to locate him have failed. Target C, as we've discussed, worked with the Doctor and is the last person known to have had contact with him. In addition, I have acquired information on Target D, Emily Patterson. Target D is living at the Fuchsia Flamingo, 165 Chandler Avenue. I reasonably believe that the Doctor may attempt to contact or relay information to Target D, so secondary surveillance is required. As we outlined previously, any contact with Target C and D must follow the BAKMO. This is imperative. Once either target receives a communication from the Doctor, the target should be eliminated. Also, I must stress again the top secret nature of this assignment. Details should not be discussed with anyone, including other operatives. And the paper with the number on it, Jackson Cross 1091.
I wonder if Jackson Cross stashed the box he took from me and put it in here. I can't think of a better place to start looking.
Well, we will go ahead and use the security card here.
Well, that won't.
Ah. Oh, that's the keypad.
Looks like I'll need to find a special card.
Well, I just happen to have a special card. And the code is 7733448. Okay, now the key we had was, our key was B17, Purnell's was something else. So we will go ahead and...
Who knows what dastardly secrets are contained in these lockers?
The Shadow knows.
I wish... Hello, we meet again. This time, I'm not letting it out of my sweaty little hands.
It looked like... Yeah, this locker on the end just happens to be open. Ah, filthy lucre. How I love it so. Speaking of which...
An NSA high security clearance badge.
Well, I'm sure we can find some good use for that.
Who knows what it's all.
Okay, we will try Purnell's key with that locker, since it's the only one pinging our PI radar.
Who knows?
And voila.
Well, I hope this is what Purnell wanted me to find. Or maybe she'll just have to be happy with a bootleg copy of a Bon Jovi's greatest hits CD.
Okay, now we can't just run out of here with all of this. We do in fact have to use this scanner.
Looks like a code is required in order to use this scanner. It seems to be some kind of giant degaussing machine. Uh-oh. This machine encrypts objects with a security code. I guess I'll need to put something in.
Okay, we'll put the Euphoria disc in there. And then 1091, the code we found on there before. Okay, demagnetized
This
disc.
has to be what Purnell wanted me to find for her. She'll be so happy.
And look at my score, 666. Okay, we'll use the cash from the locker in there too. 1091. Enter.
I'll need to enter a...
Now we've got $970 cash. And finally, we'll need to put the puzzle box in there. And 1091.
I'll need to enter...
Whoop.
I'll need to enter...
Ah, whoops. Okay. There we go. All right. Demagnetized box. And now... back to the office. And we can start doing what we can to open these up. And take a look at Regan's box.
Looks like the tiles on the top of the box can be moved around. Now if I can just find out what pattern they need to be in.
Well, by happy coincidence...
Well, this is certainly an interesting design. I wonder what type of symbols these are.
Yeah, Malloy's tapestry that we got earlier from the warehouse matches up perfectly with the symbols on Regan's puzzle box. So yeah, it's another sliding tile puzzle. Thankfully, this one isn't too bad. In entertainment mode, you just have to get everything in order without worrying about moves or the timing. So we can take our time on this, but this one doesn't take too long, so I'm not going to bother doing an edit cut this time around. Trick is you just have to get the light blue M-type shape into the upper left corner first. From there, it's a matter of trying to get all of the matching backwards L things here together. getting them on the bottom row. Of course, we have to get the red stuff together on the top row first. And having those blue ones together is also nice. And we have to get this brown one down there, so, probably should have thought about getting the red ones together first, but... Okay, so that gets the first row done, and then from here, it's just a matter of sliding everything else into place. Okay, so we have that, now we just need to get the greens together. And then the blues together. And there we go.
Looks like a module of some sort and some small metal pegs.
And of course, Emily's box seemed to have a place for pegs. Now, this puzzle box is a little bit trickier, but again, we can make use of the items that we have with us. We have to use the flight schedule with the box. And we have to use the map of Asia that we found at the warehouse along with everything else. And isn't it convenient that none of us got destroyed by the fire? Okay, now the trick here, and I just puzzled this out myself after playing through the game in Game Players mode. And again, the only difference between the puzzles is that in Game Players mode, they give you a limited number of moves to solve the puzzle and get full points for it. But the trick here is that the pattern here on the box does not match the map in any way except for the rough shape of where the different locations are. And the red dots tend to... I think there's one mistake in one of them, but the red dots are capitals and the black dots are regular cities. So you keep that in mind. So we've got Calcutta, which is that black dot right there, and then look for Umuri, and those are almost a perfectly straight line. So the trick is we want to form a straight line between the two non-capitals, and that is that. And we have to do this in order. So then we have Bombay. Bombay, which is also not a capital, so we're looking at a black dot. And it is going to Dhaka, which is that almost, but not quite a straight line. Of course, these do kind of correspond, and they're forming a dot in the middle, so we want to put that one there, and then that one there. There we go. Kathmandu, Nepal, that is a capital. And going to Rangoon, which that one is never capital, so we got a star going to a star, roughly that way to that way, northwest to southeast, so we'll put that one there, and that one there. Okay, not quite. Then, yeah, because the actual angle on this is rather subjective, so, Kathmandu to Rangoon, that one seems to be going right through Dhaka, or Dhaka. I'm trying to put my finger up on the screen to figure out the exact angle. So I guess it's that one to that one? No, not yet. Now, thankfully, didn't make you reset the whole thing. Okay, it was that one. Okay, so then Madras, which is non-capital, leading to Bangkok. That's another flat one, black to red, so that would be that to that. Okay, that one worked. Phnom Penh, I'm totally mangling the pronunciations, for which I apologize, but that's never capital. Leading to Beijing, which is never capital. That's another mostly straight one, so I think that would be that to... Phnom Penh to Beijing would be that one, so that, okay, yeah, that road doesn't work, but that's that. Bandar Seri, yeah, that one, that's right there. Going to Hanoi, that's two capitals, mostly vertical, so we got that one going to that one. We've got Tokyo, Japan, going to Pyongyang, North Korea, so that's two capitals laterally like so. And then finally Shanghai, China, non-capital to non-capital Guangzhou, so that would be northeast to southwest, and the last dot goes there. Okay, so we got that box.
This box contains a module similar to the one in the first box. There's also a slide.
Okay, look at the slide.
It's a slide with a picture of some strange object. But if Malloy put it in the box, it must be important. I have no idea what this thing is, though it looks like a module made to connect with other pieces.
Okay, so we got that. Got the disc for Parnell.
An NSA high security clearance badge.
And that'll get us some places, I'm sure. Well, let's check with Fitzpatrick on the initials that Regan figured out.
Have you had any luck recovering the box from the NSA?
Yeah, I got it, but I don't think the feds are too happy with me right now. You got a second to talk?
Certainly.
All right, we'll ask about...
The power cell was recovered from the site near Roswell.
All right.
I don't know who he is. No, I've heard of the book, but I've never read it. There is nothing I can do to help you open the box.
Even though we don't have that yet.
Oh, yes, I know of him. He's a respected writer in the field of UFO studies. By all appearances, he's a reclusive man. I don't believe I have any additional information.
And while we're at it...
Project Blueprint was the name given to the military's analysis of the alien materials.
All right, well, let's not beat about the bush.
A.E. I suppose that could refer to Archie Ellis. I believe he's the editor of the Cosmic Connection.
All right.
After Fitzpatrick hangs up, I realize I forgot to ask him for Ellis's phone number. I decided to check the directory, and surprisingly, Ellis's name is listed.
All right.
Identify yourself.
My name's not important. Who are you?
I asked the questions. Why have you contacted me?
Slightly askew, power bluff, cut to the chase.
I'm with the NSA, and I've got a few questions for you. Where can we meet? Well, that didn't go very well. Maybe I should try it again.
Yeah, as if they're actually going to answer it.
Look, I don't know who you are, but I need to find out everything I can about Thomas Malloy.
Tell me your name and your connection to Dr. Malloy.
Name, rank, and serial number.
My name's Tex Murphy, and I'm a private detective. I was hired to locate the doctor.
I cannot assist you in locating the doctor.
Well, that didn't go very well. Maybe I should try it again.
Call unit, ask for the TARDIS number. That's how you find the doctor.
Dr. Malloy asked me to carry on his work involving hieroglyphics found in the Roswell spaceship.
If you have knowledge of the Roswell hieroglyphics, then you should know other details regarding alien studies. If you can answer several questions, I will agree to meet with you. Who was the author of There Are Messages from Space?
Blue. Not yellow! No.
J.I. Thelwait?
Correct. What is the name of the site of the immense alien landing strips in Peru?
The Plain of Nazca.
Correct. Name the structure located at Tiahuanaco.
The Gate of the Sun.
You have passed the test. Contact Archibald Ellis at 413 Vina Del Mar.
You know, it just occurred to me, I probably could have looked at the magazine and seen if there was a, for a subscription, mail to information. But let's not quibble.
The sloppily painted sign 413 Vina Del Mar identifies the place as the Cosmic Connection. The display window is filled with charms, amulets, UFO books, and astrology charts. It doesn't look too promising. I open the door and step inside. An innocuous-looking little man is debating furiously with someone on the vidphone.
Look, extraterrestrial contact was made by the Russians throughout the 50s. It is well documented.
Wrong decade, Arch.
The aliens had to get rid of Kennedy before he exposed them, and LBJ was certainly under their control, if not actually one of them.
LBJ was a commie, mate.
Look, Larry, Vietnam was a ruse to divert the America's public attention and to throw our political system into chaos.
Cliche, cliche, cliche.
You know what, Larry? You're really beginning to get on my nerves here, okay? So why don't I call you back later? Goodbye. You always sneak up on people like that?
I'm a PI. It's what I get paid to do. Are you Ellis?
Yeah, that's right. You must be Murphy. Here's my card. You got one?
Darn it, I think I just handed out my last one.
Oh, okay. Well, you give me one later. So, you're a private eye, huh? Never met a private eye before. Hey, want some herbal tea?
No.
No? Oh, okay. So, you know Dr. Malloy?
I knew him. He's dead. The NSA murdered him.
Murdered him?
Actually, I think the NSA wanted to take him alive. So I gather from that the NSA wanted something from him. Now, you were with him recently. Do you have any idea what that would be? Oh, do you mind?
Actually, I do.
So I guess this is the part where you tell me everything you know about Malloy.
I wasn't done with that yet.
Sorry.
Want me to start at the beginning?
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Well, I publish a magazine called The Cosmic Connection. I'm sure you've heard of it. We feature investigative reports, interviews, anything concerning the supernatural, the ET, anything like that. Anyway, one of my contacts in the field is a man by the name of Elijah Witt. Oh, he is a legend in the area of alien encounters. Anyway, a few months back, he set up an interview between Dr. Malloy and myself.
Did Witt say how he knew Malloy?
No, but I think that Witt, pulled some strings and got him, Malloy, a research lab at San Francisco Tech. Witt used to be a professor there, and,
Any idea what Malloy was doing at the research lab?
I don't really know, but he did use a strange term, the Pandora device. I'm not really sure exactly what it means.
Pandora device?
Well, yeah, he talks about the dark seed that was unleashed.
The what?
Well, something got loose, something alive. I mean, come on, there's been stories around for ages. Anyway, we talked about other things, Roswell, of course. You know what? What you should probably do is read some books, and I can make some recommendations.
Oh, they have big pictures.
Let's see, I'm gonna start you with something light. Foucault's Pendulum. This is practically a manual on government conspiracies. And, let's see, Adrift in the Telluric Currents. Now, this is a little tougher read, but it's good. It's really good. And a must-read is The Fifth Column, okay, by Richard Eco. Now, this man, he was a prophet. I mean, he proved without reasonable doubt that we've been living amongst aliens for generations, and the government knows everything. I mean, it even hints that one of our presidents was a alien, if not at least half. I won't tell you which president. I want to ruin the surprise for you. Anyway, it's all in there: crop circles, abductions, etc., etc. Look, if you want my advice, don't trust anybody, okay? I mean, I can sense you're on the level here, but most of the time, people, you just don't know. I mean, aliens are everywhere, man.
Hey, Archie. How do you know I'm not an alien?
Murph, you're so silly. Everyone knows aliens deny their own existence.
Well, I appreciate you letting me borrow these.
Sure, just take them home with you.
Could I ask you a few more questions?
Sure, that would be great.
All right.
Did Malloy send you a small box made of some strange metal, no apparent way of opening it up?
Well, actually he did, but it got stolen. That in the interview I did with Dr. Malloy. I'm missing a stapler too and a few pens. I don't know if I misplaced them or...
So let me get this straight. You just let somebody waltz in here and take the box?
Well, no, actually I hid it, but whoever broke in, they knew exactly what they were looking for. The interview that I did with Dr. Malloy was on 2 separate discs. They only got the first one. Want to watch it? Sorry for the interruption, Doctor. This power cell, as you call it, could it be used to power these ships?
Hypothetically. But first, we'd have to get into the Roswell complex. And the military isn't about to roll out the red carpet.
Well, rumors have circulated for years about what really happened there. Would you care to shed some light on the incident?
Well, I can only tell you what I've heard. Among the various items recovered at the Roswell crash were several egg-shaped capsules stored inside a containment chamber. Now, no one could figure out how to open the capsules, so they faded into the background for years. Then the researchers figured out how to operate the accelerator. Apparently, someone used it on one of the capsules and something was released into the facility. And whatever it was, it killed off almost everyone in the complex before the military could quarantine the area.
And no one's been in the complex since then?
Not that I know of.
Thank you for your time, Doc. So, what do you think? Pretty cool, huh?
Well, the stuff about Roswell was interesting. He didn't say anything about the Pandora device.
Nope. So what are we gonna do now?
Well, I've got to find out more about the Pandora device. Maybe I ought to contact Elijah Witt.
Ooh, I don't think that's a very good idea.
Why not?
Well, you see, Mr. Witt, he's a personal friend of mine, but he's very important, very private person. He doesn't like strangers. Too many wackos on the loose, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Archie.
All right.
There were strange designs on the box. They looked Mayan or Aztec.
And yeah, this is a pretty subtle hint that if you do the math based on the receipt that we found, that Malloy sent out 5 packages and then count backwards from who got one. We've got the box sent to Emily, the box sent to Archie, the box sent to Elijah Witt, the box sent to Fitzpatrick, the box sent to Oliver Edson, and then the box that Regan says that she got. Now that's 6 boxes, only 5 accounted for. And the novelization of the game, or the novel that the game was based on, it's a little unclear, chicken or egg, which one Aaron Connors wrote first. But it's confirmed that Regan, her box was stolen by the NSA, and they gave it to her to try and entrap Tex. So that's what happened to Archie's box. Spoiler.
Yeah, that's the pen name for Elijah Witt. He uses for his books. It's an anagram of his real name.
Listen, Archie, what can you tell me about this power cell?
Well, according to Malloy, there were 2 of them on the spacecraft recovered at Roswell. The research scientists decided that it was some sort of alien battery, and they tried to break one down. The other one was cataloged and stored somewhere in the Roswell complex. You think you're the first person who ever wanted to get in there? Heck, every UFOologist in the world would love to get in there and take a look around the complex.
So why don't they?
Well, look, first of all, it's secured. The military, they don't want anybody getting in there. It's only accessible with top-level security clearance.
Well, have you got any top-level security clearance?
Well, no.
Well, do you know where I can get some?
No.
Well, I guess I'm just wasting your time.
People say I'm crazy?
Oh, if only I just happened to have stolen an NSA badge. Oh, wait, I did.
Sure, I know about the book. You don't? I mean, I read it at least 100 times. Oh, the doctor was a really nice guy. I'm really sorry to hear that he's no longer on this Earth plane. You know, dead. Oh, Mr. Witt's got a box? Wow, I had no idea. That name isn't familiar to me. Oh, Mr. Witt is a living legend in the UFOologist community. I would love to have him over for some herbal tea and conversation, but he's always busy. I guess I just have to be content with his books. Well, as you can see, my shop here isn't just for anyone, but my magazine is written to be interesting and informative to all readers of all ages. Yeah, that's the code name for the research done at Roswell on the alien wreckage. I don't have any real good documentation on it. The government keeps a very tight lid on it.
What?
Sure, I know about NSA. Scary group. I mean, it's common knowledge they're being run by aliens.
Okay, I think that's all we're going to get out of Archie.
Talking to Ellis was like entering the Twilight Zone. All this hocus-pocus about aliens and quarantines. And what's the story of the Pandora device Ellis referred to? I wonder if it could be linked to the boxes Malloy sent out. One thing seems pretty clear. Malloy considered the power cell to be important to his work and was convinced that one was still hidden away inside the Roswell military complex.
All right, well, back to home camp.
Good evening, Tex. You look as though you're on to something. What can I do for you?
Well, I had a little talk with Archie Ellis. It seems that Dr. Malloy was working on something called the Pandora device, and I think it's connected to the boxes. I'd like to run some of these new developments by you. I need some information about the Roswell military complex.
What kind of information?
Well, I got one of the boxes open, and inside I found a picture of what I've been told is an alien power cell recovered from the UFO crash at Roswell. I think the power cell must tie in somehow with the Pandora device. And apparently, the only place I'm going to find the power cell is inside the Roswell complex.
You intend to go to the Roswell military base?
Well, I don't see any way around it. That's why I called. I need to find a way in.
I don't think I can help you. My security clearance there is a thing of the long past.
Any suggestions?
The only people that would still have access to the base would be top military personnel. And perhaps the NSA.
Well, if that's all, I guess I better get ready to go.
If you're certain you must go to Roswell, there's one other thing that I should tell you. The military base is well camouflaged, and you could spend weeks trying to locate the site. I'll give you the coordinates. If you have connections to the NSA, that's where I'd go to get security clearance high enough to get into the Roswell military base. It's possible that the box that Mr. Ellis received was a blind meant to throw the NSA off track. Knowing Thomas, he wouldn't put all of his information in any one box. Maybe we need all of the boxes to create the Pandora device.
Hey, got a second?
Yeah. Oops. Time's up.
Very funny. I think we should get together. Why don't you come over here? We can meet in my room.
Pious rule of thumb, hesitant, turned down the offer.
Oh, I never go to a woman's hotel room on the first date. It'd be scandalous behavior for a chaste young man like myself.
I promise I'll be gentle.
The final straw, older and wiser, refused for the time being.
Well, in that case, it's totally out of the question.
You know, some men wouldn't be so resistant.
Holier than thou, give in, keep it cool. We're giving in.
Okay, fine. You've talked me into abandoning all my moral values, so I'll be right over.
All right, I can tell you're too busy for me right now. Give me a call when you've got more time. See ya.
But no, I was dead serious. I'm totally ready to sell out and become totally evil. Evil! Evil! I'm sorry, Jeff. I tried.
The trip to Roswell takes about 4.5 hours, giving me plenty of time to think. Something's bothering me from the last time I went to the Cosmic Connection.
You mean the first time you went to the Cosmic
And it
Connection?
hits me. A black Avatar speeder was parked down the street. Could have been the NSA. A voice in the back of my head keeps telling me that Archie Ellis is in danger. Or is it that they're just keeping tabs on me? Eventually, I locate the military base, and using the NSA ID badge I found at Autotech, I'm able to get into the complex. The area is still running various security systems, but the place is totally abandoned, at least by humans.
All right, 777, the neighbor of the beast. And this Roswell Bunker is where we shall continue from next time. We'll see you then.